Sullivan, Mrs. Sullivan, and I teach 2 classes here at Palatine High School. I teach World Affairs and Law in the Individual. World Affairs is a discussion-based class. We master the skills of having opinions. We love to debate in that class. Some of the topics we cover are terrorism,
ISIS was suddenly the best armed terrorist group in history.
Immigration,
We're going to have extreme vetting in all cases, and I mean extreme. And we're not letting people in if we think there's even a little chance of some problem.
gun control versus gun rights,
Right there.
Oh my God.
Hey, bud. Hey, right now, we need your truck. We just need to get people over to the hospital, okay?
and racism.
Hate no longer hides behind hoods.
In World Affairs, we have a great time improving our knowledge on current events and what's going on in the world around us. Not to mention, every class, every assignment we do in class, as well as watch CNN Student News to stay on top of those world events. Be the change you wish to see in the world and take World Affairs.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Hedgepeth, and I teach Women's Studies here at Palatine High School in the Social Studies Department. In Women's Studies, we learn about women in the past and the present, the impact that they've had on history and on our society. And what impacts them as well. We learn by examining primary sources such as books and articles and television shows and songs and movies.
And I work like a dog day and night, living off a coffee from a pot none of you want to touch.
We hope to inspire people to understand and get along better. If you're a guy, keep in mind that real men take women's studies, and you learn more about, your moms, your sisters, your girlfriends. So for all you freshmen picking a class next year, take women's studies.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Sullivan and I teach Law in the Individual. In law, we cover the Constitution, we focus on amendments and popular Supreme Court cases. In criminal law, we cover juvenile cases, we profile serial killers, and we do a project on that. And then we finally finish up with the court system and learning about how the courts work.
Order.
Some fun things that we do in that class, the students participate in a murder mock trial. So you get to be an attorney or sit on a jury or know what it's like to be a witness.
Yes. And wouldn't somebody who's had, say, 30 perms before in their life be well aware of this rule? And if in fact you weren't washing your hair, as I suspect you weren't because your curls are still intact, wouldn't you have heard the gunshot? And if in fact you had heard the gunshot, Brooke Wyndham wouldn't have had time to hide the gun before you got downstairs, which would mean that you would have had to have found Mrs. Wyndham with a gun in her hand to make your story plausible. Isn't that right?
I didn't mean to shoot him. I thought it was you walking through the door.
And we also take a field trip to the Rolling Meadows Courthouse where we sit in on actual court cases. And you get to sit down and have a Q&A with judges and the Assistant Attorney General over at the courthouse.
You can't handle the truth!
If you are a freshman looking for classes next year, it'd be criminal not to take law next year for your sophomore, junior, senior year. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mr. Flores and I teach Multicultural Perspectives here at Palatine High School. And this class will discuss issues of race relations, ethnic experiences, and gender topics and how each has impacted our society. We also look at the historical decisions that have affected the modern day situations that different demographic groups find themselves in. And what makes it fun is that we also discuss issues of social justice.
On Sunday Night Football, the Washington Redskins starting the game with arms linked, some kneeling during the national anthem.
Through debates and conversations. So if you're a freshman and looking for a class to take, hey, try MCP. Okay, it's where it's at.